Hello. I don't know if anybody will even see my live, but I'm going live anyway. So I want to have a conversation or at least be able to um, air my views on what's happening politically, especially with this election coming up. I have a lot of concerns, a lot of thoughts, and I do have another channel, but I didn't want to do it on my regular channel because the way the world is set up right now, unless you are liberal, when you talk, people will kind of try to penalize you for it or find a way to demonize you, or your channel can come under attack. And honestly, I spent a lot of time building that channel up, and I'm really not prepared to have it destroyed because I have a dissenting viewpoint from, I won't even say the majority, just from the people who seem to be the loudest and the ones who have the backing of the powers that be in the government on their side. Okay. So the first thing, well, the main thing that I wanted to talk about was Kamala, Kamala, whoever Harris, in her interview on Fox News and how disastrous it was. Okay. So anyone who happens to see this live, welcome. If you see this live, please subscribe to my new little channel because I don't really have support and I would like to have support. So please like my video if you happen to come across it. This channel is Black Not Blue. And I felt like it was important for me to have a voice like everyone else, if for no other reason, because I think there has been a social media game or a PR game that's been played to make Black women the face of the Harris campaign. And it's just not accurate and it's not true. Just because I am a Black woman or any other Black woman is a Black woman, it does not mean that we're guaranteed to support this person or to vote for this person. I don't even really want to get into the common sense of the fact that this lady is not a Black woman. But the pandering that is taking place, and also the thought process that, or should I say, the prevailing thought process that that Black people are not capable of understanding politics, policies, platforms. The only thing that people like Kamala understand or think of us is that we're only capable of understanding that someone may resemble us or may be a representation or is presenting themselves as a representation of Blackness. And that's why I felt it was important to name this channel Black Not Blue. I feel as though Black people in this country, especially Black women, we don't owe the Democratic Party anything. Absolutely, we do not owe them our votes. I think that we owe it to ourselves and to America in general to vote our conscience and vote based on what is in our best interest and the best interest of our families, as opposed to voting based on some strange blind loyalty that we're supposed to owe to the Democratic Party. Um, Black, not blue. Like that's it and that's all. So I wanted to have just a quick thought. It's not even gonna be a long line. Just a quick thought on that Fox News interview that Kamala did. Now, first of all, the gentleman who interviewed her had a lot of interesting things to say about how things went. Let me see if I can find a clip, just audio, because you can't play video because they'll get you on copyright. But this is what he had to say. Okay, so I'm gonna let this play.
Seventh president of the United States, if he's as bad as you say, that half of this country is now supporting this person who could be the 47th president of the United States, why is that happening?
This is an election for president of the United States. It's not supposed to be easy.
I know, but
it's not supposed to.
Even here, this isn't even the clip that I was going for, but I let it play anyway because this is the type of gaslighting and dancing around that we witnessed during this interview. He asked her a pretty straightforward question. I would think so. If the man is as bad as you say, why is he polling better than you? I think that's fair. Instead of her answering the question, she starts, giving the dog and pony show. It's not supposed to be easy, ma'am. That's not what he asked you. At no point did this gentleman ask her, Brett did not ask her, um, do you think that running for president should be easy? That was not the question, not even remotely. Let me let y'all listen a little bit more.
It is supposed to be
The 50%.
Listen,
Are they stupid?
what is it? I would never say that about the American people. And in fact, if you listen to Donald Trump, if you watch any of his rallies,
And there we go. Every time she was questioned during this interview, but Donald Trump.
he's the one who tends to debate and belittle and diminish the American people. He's the one who talks about an enemy within, an enemy within, talking about the American people, suggesting he would turn the American military on the American people.
We asked that question to the former president today. Harris Faulkner had a town hall, and this is how he responded. I heard about that. They were saying I was like threatening. I'm not threatening anybody. They're the ones doing the threatening. They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the greatest gangster. No, it's true. We got to think of it. It's called weaponization of government. It's a terrible thing. So,
Brett, I'm sorry, and with all due respect, that clip was not what he has been saying about the enemy within that he has repeated.
And this was like insanity to me. This is the same woman who has changed her story on gun laws. She's changed her story on fracking. And yet she's losing her cool at this point. You can even hear her voice trembling when she's like, that's not what he said before. Pot meat kettle, camel toe. Let's let her finish.
When he's speaking about the American people, that's not what you just showed.
he was asked.
No, that's not what you just showed. In all fairness and respect to you,
the question that we asked him.
you didn't show that, and here's the bottom line. He has repeated it many times, and you and I both know that. And you and I both know that he has talked about turning the American military on the American people. He has talked about going after people who are engaged in peaceful protest. He's talked about locking people up because they disagree with him. This is a democracy. And in a democracy, the president of the United States, in the United States of America, should be willing to be able to handle criticism without saying he'd lock people up for doing it. And this is what is at stake, which is why you have someone like the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff saying what Mark Milley has said about Donald Trump being a threat to the United States of America.
I can't take very much more of her. Forgive me. I think the biggest issue that we have run into is the fact that she has certain talking points that she's supposed to stick with. My scarf is slipping. And I think the minute she's taken out of those talking points, I believe that's where we begin to see Kamala become extremely agitated, extremely. I want to play one more thing and then I have a quick thought that I would like to make. Okay. Just a quick point. Okay. Oh, my hair is doing a lot. Okay.
Pollsters all over the country.
Oh, wrong one. Wrong one, guys. Wrong one. Here we go.
Want to say, when I called for a soundbite, I was expecting a piece of the enemy from within, from Maria Bartiromo's interview, to be tied to the piece from your town hall, Harris, where you asked the former president about the enemy from within. It just had the piece about the town hall. Just take a listen to what I meant to roll. I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within, not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military. They were saying I'm not threatening anybody. They're the ones doing the threatening. They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the greatest gangster. No, it's true. We got to think of it. It's called weapon.
So that was the clip that she wanted to be attached. I think she wanted to make the point that, oh, he did say there was an enemy within. When you start talking about leftist people doing really crazy things, I think it's kind of fair. Considering that we've had some really crazy leftists who have said that Donald Trump is a threat because they keep being, they're fed the idea that he's a threat, and so they feel justified in trying to take the man's life. I think it's more than fair. I think it's more than fair to say that, you would that someone who's been shot at would want those people arrested. I mean, if they were shooting at me, I think I would want them arrested. I think that's more than fair. Um, I just find it very interesting. I think the entire thing, um, considering, I think it's very interesting, um, considering the fact that she really did not answer any questions. We watched her this entire interview talk over Brett Baer, not allow him to answer pretty much any question, like not answer, but ask her any question. She just steamrolled over him and talked over him. And even when he tried to redirect the conversation, he was simply not able to. It was just very interesting to watch, and I think the outcome is going to surprise a lot of the people who have fallen for the social media games and social media tactics to try to convince us as the American people that she is not only the better candidate, but trying to convince us that the majority of us want this woman in office, when it looks like the truth is the exact opposite. But in any event, that's my thoughts on that. I would like to possibly talk about some other issues as well, but we'll see how this does and if anybody happens to see my video. And if so, then I'll be back. All right. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.